So Boris, welcome to the Miata.
Hello everyone, I'm in the car now.
So first I want to talk about this Miata here. Obviously is a street car, but as you can see, it's completely been converted for a track car. The first thing that's most important is safety. I mean, not only do we have him sitting into a racing seat, and as you can see, there are some restraints that come up near the helmet area. In case there's any kind of a side impact, it's going to prevent his head from going from side to side. At the same time, it also has this particular net here that's going to help him in case his helmet or his body starts to travel towards the passenger side. It's going to keep him in the driver's compartment. There's padding that's up around the roll cage too. That's going to prevent anything as far as the helmet impacting the actual steel roll cage as well. There is a driver's window net that goes in when the door is closed, so it's going to prevent any kind of materials or objects from flying from outside to inside the car, or his arm on the outside of the car.
Yeah.
And then from that point, I think another thing at safety is something ever happened where he had to get out of the car. He can take the steering wheel off. For those who've never seen this before, take that steering wheel off.
So you simply pull on this collar.
Yep.
Pull it out.
It's that simple.
Simple as that.
So now we can take the steering wheel out, and it's a lot easier for him to get in and out of the car. And then, God forbid anything ever happened, if there was any kind of fire, you actually have a fire pin here. You pull this. There is a fire bottle on board in the car, and what it'll do is it'll go ahead and spray halon inside the vehicle so that we can suppress the fire in the case we were in a situation where it was a fire.
Where are the nozzles, Keith? Is there one here for me?
Yes, there's actually one that's right here underneath the driver. There's one that's in the engine compartment, and there's one that's in the back as well.
Okay.
But we don't know where the fire would start. If it started in the engine compartment, we want to make sure we put the fire out. By all means, we don't want a fire coming in here and hurt anybody in the car. And then if there's anything that's in the back, we'd put that in as well.
Excellent. Tell us a little about the display here. It doesn't look like a standard Miata dash.
Yes, I mean, as you can see here, we're using a data dash, if you will. This is an AIM system. So what's happening is when he's out there on the track, not only is it easier for him to see when he should shift, and or if there's any kind of problems. Let's say that we have a charging system problem or there's an engine problem, he's going to get a warning light that's going to come up on the dash for him, so he can focus forward and focus on the job at hand, which is driving, and then the dash is going to tell him if there's any kind of problems. Now at the end of the event, you can go ahead and plug into this data acquisition system, and you can pull the information and you can analyze the data. So yes, a very, very nice handy tool to have on board the vehicle. I mean, for two reasons. One, for you're focusing forward, not on your dash. And then two, it's going to help you as far as what you can do different the next time you go on the track to go faster.
Excellent. And you know, you mentioned pulling the data off the system. Do you connect something to this?
Very good question. So you will have another computer, let's say a laptop. The laptop's going to use an Ethernet cord, which basically is going to plug into this connector right here.
I see it.
And you just go ahead and download the information out, and there you have it.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And I want to show the audience how the steering wheel goes on, because that's also very easy. You have to make sure that it's in the correct position. This one is easy to tell that this goes to the bottom, and you simply just wiggle it a little bit and press it on until it clicks. Make sure it's on.
I like that statement that you say it's for like everyday drivers, and I will tell you, it's not just this car. You can put an everyday driver in that. You just got to be somebody that's going to be a little bit in reserve and work up to it with that one. But we work with you to make sure we make you as comfortable as possible. You know, not only at the track itself, but fitting you in the car, and make sure you're overcoming any of those things that might be causing you a little bit of fear. You know,
that's great to know. And you know, at Sebring, as I recall, the driver that was renting the GT4, you also rented to his wife or his girlfriend.
Yes.
And she had never driven on a track before, isn't that right?
That is very true. As a matter of fact, a friend of you who is an instructor, a friend of yours, he was in the passenger side in that car with her. And Elena has never, well, she drove a GT3 before, but it was a street car, but she never drove a race car, nor she ever drove Sebring, and she did a fantastic job.
So a perfect example of an everyday driver that has never driven at a track, especially Sebring, which is a pretty wicked track, in an awesome car like that. I'm more humble, so I'm going to start off with the Miata, and if all goes well tomorrow with the Miata, we'll talk about the club sports some more on Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. Keith, thank you very much for all that information.
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, buddy.
We'll see you all later. Bye.
Perfect.
I slipped in that you all. It only takes me a few hours.
He was only here 2 hours. I heard that.
Excellent job.